question, Achilles. Where are the potions for Kale?
That is a very good question.
Wraith has nothing but a crystalline flask here. And what I think that might be an indication of is that Wraith thinks that he can just shove this wave so quickly that he's going to save the money from having bought potions and put them into a bigger item when he goes back. That seems incredibly short-sighted given the very high value of sustain in the early game, but I'm not sure why there aren't any potions there for Wraith.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to second guess a player of Wraith's caliber, but...
Oh, Ignite coming down here. Easyhoon does not have Flash to follow this up with. Putting out a lot of harass onto Wraith. Dropped himself down pretty low in mana, but Wraith with no potions once again is going to have a difficult time sustaining himself back up.
Yeah, as we can see, he's rocking the Divine Blessing already, trying to get himself back up into a stable position. Easyhoon getting a ton of mana back from those Twin Fangs.
This is some questionable all-in, especially with the Summoner spell used there. You don't get 5 AD and AP like you used to in Season 2. I used to go for those early all-in Ignite, and you know, you get the extra stats from it, and you're like, alright, worth, now I have bonus stats in lane. But unfortunately, you don't get that in Season 5. A little bit of a throwback there. But speaking of throwback, this is a battle between Samsung and SKT, and somewhat interestingly enough, both of these players actually used to be on the opposite team. Easyhoon used to be on Samsung Blue way back in the day, and of course Wraith used to play on SKT under the former name Casper when he was playing for Pumandu. So kind of switching sides as far as organizations are concerned, but of course Easyhoon definitely finding himself a well-defined place on SKT, complementing Faker in that mid lane very, very well.
Yeah, as you can see Wraith playing Easyhoon to his tower. He's using that Righteous Fury, trying to get through these waves and keep him pushed back as much as possible. Easyhoon's all-in aggressiveness is kind of countered a bit because he does not have that Ignite up. Without that, I feel like he's not going to be able to find any kill potential really onto Wraith until he gets his ultimate up at level 6. So we do have a little bit of time to kill before that happens. As you can see, Wraith just trying to poke back with that Righteous Fury, using that gained range to his advantage as much as he possibly can.
Okay, now Wraith is heading back to base, and he bought 4 health potions and a mana, or four mana potions and a health potion. Now, what's interesting about that is that usually you see health potions prioritized, but with his ability to heal himself up, like you said, with that Divine Blessing, mana becomes a little bit more of a valuable commodity. Downside of that is that I feel like it's more effective to get your health back by using health potions, because one health potion gives you 150 HP back, whereas you only get 100 mana from a mana potion. So I'm not sure exactly how the math works out on that, but still no answer on why he decided not to buy potions during his first trip out of base.
Yeah, the mystery might just remain as such. Not sure if we're quite going to get an answer. As we can see, though, Easyhoon's still layering on the hurt quite well. Ignite coming back up. Pretty much going to be well timed with him hitting level 6. He was down very slightly in CS, but nothing too significant. Only floating around that 5-6 CS mark. He's just laying down these noxious blasts, putting down a lot of damage onto Wraith. As we can see, he's being taken down nearly to 50% right now. He's just unable to really get in and fire anything back onto Easyhoon at the moment.
Easyhoon coming back with those double Doran's rings means that, oh man, he's gonna have a lot of damage potential. Look at those Twin Fangs. Wraith has to avoid that poison, and does have a number of options to do so. If he is able to throw down a little bit of a slow when Easyhoon goes in on him, he'll be able to get away from that. And now, with level 6 being hit, if Wraith is able to turn on his invulnerability, even maybe after the Petrifying Gaze comes out his way, he will be able to block out all those Twin Fangs coming his way. Is this the all-in that he's looking for? Just gonna settle for taking that Summoner spell and trading it for his ult.
Yeah, eats it with the Ignite, which is very good because that's going to counter a lot of the continued aggression here from Easyhoon, who is running himself down a little bit on mana. Wraith not sitting too well either. They both do have mana potions. I'm sure we'll be seeing those used quite soon. so far, Wraith having a very rough time in this matchup.
Yeah, you can see Easyhoon able to get back so much mana off of killing minions with Twin Fangs. You get 3% of your missing mana back, and it refunds the entire cost of the spell. So Easyhoon now going back to base on his terms, denying a little bit of CS to Wraith at the turret. And you can see just developing even further a... I was going to say a CS lead, but if Wraith can pick up every single one of these CS, he'll actually be a little bit more even. So down 2 CS, not all that consequential, since you do have to be 10 CS up over your opponent once you hit 100 CS.
Yeah, so far we don't have to worry about that too much. We are halfway to that point. Like you said, things still a little bit even. I feel like this one is very much going to end in a first blood victory.
Now, look at what Easyhoon did. He went back to base and he bought boots. And traditionally, boots are a very bad item to buy in a 1v1 because they give you no combat stats. And so the other guy's just going to actually kill you. You'll be able to move even more quickly nowhere because you're dead. But in this matchup, it actually makes a little bit of sense because what's going to allow Easyhoon to get off the damage that he needs for a win condition is the ability to chase down Wraith, who will be slowing him out just a little bit, like you see right there. And he'll need to be able to not only get through that slow, but then have enough move speed combined with the Noxious Blast move speed to get it onto here. Will he be able to have enough damage to harass Wraith out of lane, though? He's got a lot of potions.
As we can see, he's being taken down about 60%. Looking a little bit dangerous. Those Crystalline Flask charges are doing work, trying to get him back up.
Oh my gosh, miss on the ultimate, completely whiffed by Easyhoon.
Yeah.
That means a lot of things. For Wraith, he has nothing to worry about. His ultimate will always be able to block all the damage coming his way, as opposed to if he were, you know, stunned, petrified, wouldn't be able to do that. So Wraith is completely safe at this point in the game. What does he do with that knowledge in hand? Does he just shove Easyhoon under turret? Does he try to harass him down? Because it doesn't seem like Wraith is going for actually all that much damage to Easyhoon.
Well, at this point, I feel like Wraith should really be playing hyper-aggressive on the Easyhoon. He still has to play cautiously because Easyhoon still has so much damage off of his Noxious Blast and his Twin Fangs, but he has the ability to really get in and put down a lot of damage, you know, if he abuses his Holy Fervor passive, which is going to reduce armor and magic resistance on Easyhoon. That stacks up to 5 times, I believe it's 3% reduction per hit. So if he can get consistent hits on Easyhoon and keep that debuff up, he's going to be able to harass him quite heavily, especially if he combines it with Reckoning. So what he really needs to do is be adding that pressure. Easyhoon's Ignite is about to come back up, so he doesn't yet have it. So he really should be layering on the pressure, but he's still just playing a little too cautiously and trying to avoid up his poisons as much as he possibly can.
I would say that Wraith had the sustain advantage over Easyhoon, but now that he's up above that 100 stack mark, he's actually going to get more health back, I feel, off of just using his Twin Fangs. Every time he uses those, he's going to get, I think, around 10 to 12 HP back, and he's been using them a lot, even just here on Wraith. You can see continuing to land the poison, go in for that Twin Fangs, and continue to stack that passive up.
Yeah, so far this is very much in the hands of Easyhoon. He's almost sort of toying with Wraith at this point, just kind of waiting for him to get his ultimate back up. As soon as he has that, I wouldn't be surprised if we have an all-in engage from him. Layer down the poison, get down the Petrifying Gaze, and just top it off with an Ignite. It'll be able to just rip right through Wraith. As long as he catches him...
Wait,
you know,
what?
What the heck?
Wraith is building the makings of what appears to be a Wit's End, which, while I guess an okay item in the matchup, is not something he's ever really going to be able to afford, considering that, look at the CS that we're at right now. We're at 92 to 96. There is a 4 CS differential, which is not enough to give you a victory. Of course, you do need to be 10 CS up over your opponent once you break that 100 CS mark. So now we get to see how effective this is. Now Wraith knows he's going to need to ult himself here in just a second. There's the ult, but Easyhoon might actually have an ult of his own. No flash to follow Wraith out there. And no Ignite either. So Summoner Spell for Summoner Spell traded away. Wraith still alive, but down on HP.
Yeah, Wow, this is becoming a little bit of a nail.
Oh no, I think Wraith's dead here. Oh my gosh, that slow is too much.
Yeah, gotta be very careful here. Oh, it's just... Wow. By a thread.
I don't know, man. This is gonna take a lot of healing coming back for Wraith, who, keep in mind, has only enough slots in his inventory to be able to fit the sustain from a crystalline flask in there. No actual consumables. Same situation for Easyhoon, who just has one slot for potions, or in this case biscuits, and no additional slots there. Wraith is dead here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not sure why he walked so far forward. Look at this. He's actually going to be below half HP, and he's going to walk forward for CS, even though Easyhoon's zoning him out here. He just walks right up in almost melee range. I mean, you got range there for a reason. No ultimate, no ability to disengage, and Easyhoon just throwing down the flashy ult there at the end. Easyhoon takes